Hey guys, welcome back to the Whimsical Workshop. Today we have some exciting news and a bunch of boxes to open. So let's get started. Yay! My exciting news is I am now a Plaid Ambassador. Who is Plaid and why is this exciting? Well, Plaid is one of the largest manufacturers for paints, mediums, tools, brushes, stencils, sewing kits, Mod Podge in the industry. They have been around for many, many years, and I've used their products off and on over the last couple of decades. Now that I am a Plaid Ambassador, that means I get to play with their paints and their toys and their tools and share what I find with you guys. Though I am an ambassador, all opinions are my own. To start with, I got several boxes from them, which I'm going to unbox here and share with you, as well as some other goodies I've already unboxed, and one of which will be a giveaway. So stay tuned to the end to see how you enter the giveaway. Here are the boxes, and yes, I have opened them, and I opened some earlier, but there's so much stuff I just wanted to share with you what they sent me. First, they sent me in a box these Whimsical sewing kits. So this is a rainbow kit. It gives you everything you need, the stamped felt, all of the tassels, these sequins, and it's a little sewing project to make this banner. It's super, super cute. Then they sent me a stamped felt baby wall hanging. Now I know the plastic is kind of reflective, but I'm going to keep these two in the kit because these are the prizes we're going to be giving away at the end of the video. The next sewing kit they sent me is super adorable, and this one I am going to open because I'm going to do a video on this with you guys. And we're going to talk about how to decorate the frame and how to do the little stitches. It's a little tiny embroidery. It's a little tiny stamped embroidery kit. So it comes with the little flosses. Of course, it's a cactus living in Phoenix. I always have another cactus or succulent. Comes with the frame inside and the backer, your needle, and here is the adorable little stamped piece of material. Super small, super fun, super easy. Then they give you the directions and they give you a roadmap on how to stitch it and a key for all the threads. So this will be a fun little project for us to share in a video in the future. So let's put that one aside. All right, so what are in my boxes? Before we do that, let's look at this one. So this is something I opened before. They sent me a bunch of Mod Podge brushes and tools, as well as sampler packs for all the different kinds of Mod Podge. So we've got all of these Mod Podge. Now Mod Podge is a finish you can use for decoupage. You can paint it over acrylic to give it a sheen, or a matte finish. This one is sparkle, so you can add some glitter into it. So this one is gloss high luster. I think that's all of the ones in here. So these are just duplicates of those. So let's see what we've got from Mod Podge. We've got Mod Podge matte. This means when you paint it over your paints, it'll give a smooth satin finish. It won't be glossy or reflective. Obviously Mod Podge Sparkle, one of my favorites. This will add some glitz and glam to your piece. We have Outdoor Mod Podge. This is a water-based, these are all water-based sealers, glue, and finish, but this one is a little more durable, so you can put this on like a bird feeder going outside or on some cushions, anything that's going to be exposed to the environment. You want the green Mod Podge. This one is Paper Mod Podge. It means it's just not as heavy. It won't warp your paper as easily, and this is a matte finish. Then we have traditional Mod Podge and gloss finish. Again, I was first introduced to this using decoupage. And then this last one is Doodle says hello. Shh. This last one is an image transfer medium. So I assume that we can paint this on an image, a printout from the printer, and then we can just paint this on the paper, put it on your fabric, burnish it, and it'll transfer the image. Don't know for sure, haven't read the directions, but I'm guessing that's what it is. So those are the Mod Podges they sent me before with a bunch of brushes, which I'm going to pull out here in a minute. And then this box just came this week. see what we've got in this one. Woo-hoo-hoo, lots of colors, lots of colors. All right, so in this one we have mega glitter Mod Podge. This is gold. You can see all the flecks in there. And of course we have to have mega glitter Mod Podge in silver so we can cover both metals. Super excited to try those because I like anything sparkles. I did get 2 bottles of Mod Podge Stiffy. This is a fabric stiffener. And I have used a lot of different fabric stiffeners. I'm not sure I've used this one, so we're going to have to try that. But you're like, why would I use those? Well, this is what I created by stiffening my fabric. I created a fabric origami piece. I did several of these pieces, and I'm always looking for ways to add some stiffness and body to the fabric so you can actually fold it and slide the pieces together. So if you're interested in seeing a video on how I do fabric origami, leave me a comment below. All right, so now it looks like these are all the same brand paints. These are the FX paints. Let's get one where you can actually see the label. There we go. This is flexible acrylic paint. So this has become extremely popular due to cosplay costumes. Cosplay costumes are made out of EVA foam. If you've ever bought the foam floor mats, that's EVA foam. It's a brand of it, but now they sell big, huge rolls of this, and they make fake armor and chainmail and helmets and everything, and it's out of this very lightweight foam. But the way you can manipulate this, you can sculpt it with a heat gun, you can cut it really easily. You don't need to have power tools to do this. You can curve it, you can stamp it, there's even a putty you can fill mold with. I mean, it's unbelievable what you can do with this stuff. But unfortunately, if you just use acrylic paint on it, it's got to be flexible and bend, otherwise the paint will crack. You can do different like water-based acrylics. There's all kinds of tricks, and there's tons of videos on painting and using acrylics on EVA foam. But Plaid came out with FX paint, which is flexible acrylic paint. Now, why would a quilter be interested in this? Well, I'm interested in all kinds of art supplies. That's my burden to bear. But I wanted to try this because it's flexible acrylic paint. What else bends and flex? Fabric. So I am going to play with it on EVA foam and try to sculpt some things out of EVA foam. I'm really curious about messing with that. But I also am going to paint some of this on fabric, and we're going to do a whole video on the FX paints and use it on both fabric and EVA foam. I do want to swatch out all these colors so that you can see the colors we got. So I'm going to pull these out and show them to you really quick right now. That would be doodles again. But it's something that I want to play with and see, because if you mix the idea of fabric origami, fabric paint, painting your own design on the fabric, then folding it up, that's something cool. If you wanted to paint on pre-made items, bags, shirts, purses, I want to see how this reacts. So without further ado, let's look at the colors we got here. Like I said, I got lots of boxes from Plaid here. So this is the canary yellow, it looks like. Are there names on these? Old lady, I need my glasses. All right, let's see here. Flexible, non-cracking. Oh, here we go. Fool's Gold, Pyrite. I love that name. I don't know why. I always loved pyrite stones. But so there's Fool's Gold. Then we've got some, let's see here. We've got Golden Hour. So we have fake gold and real gold. This one this has got some glitter in it. This one doesn't have a name? Huh. The name is right there. This one does not have a name on it. High voltage glitter is all it says. I'm assuming it's just clear with glitter. This one is chainmail. I mean, perfect if you are going to do any cosplaying. I loved this one. This is Saber Blue. Then we've got Smashing Hulk Green, I guess is what they're going for. Let's see here. Gold Glitter. So see, that one had a name, this one does not. So I'm assuming that this is just glitter, and once you put it on, this white will go to clear, but we'll test that, figure it out. We've got Blizzard, Carbon, Beta Blue, Pyro. That's a great name. Pyro. I love when they name these things so there's a sense of humor behind it. This is Nitro Blue. So there's Nitro Blue next to Beta Blue. So Beta Blue is a little bit darker. And then this was Saber Blue. This one's got a sheen to it. Then we've got Dragon's Breath. Ooh, that's a good name. Then, of course, I'm a child of the 80s, so we had to get the fluorescence. So this is Shocker Yellow, Jolt Green, and Killer Pink. How cool is that? And then what else we got? We got 3 more left here. We've got Samurai Sword. That is really pretty. It's a metallic metal look. Then this one has no name. So where's that other no name? Okay, so I'm just guessing this is glitter gold, glitter copper, and glitter silver. So these must dry clear, so I'm assuming the base is Mod Podge, or well, whatever the acrylic base they're using for these paints, and they've embedded it with glitter, so these are going to dry clear with glitter on them. So I don't know any self-respecting cosplayer that wouldn't want glitter all over their costume, but we're playing with this for other reasons. So anyway, so those are all the FX paints they sent us, which thank you so very much. They are not paying me to shoot this video. They have just sent me the products free, so just wanted to let you know. All right, so let's move on. All right, so the next box. Oh, this one is heavy, heavy, heavy. This one is full of acrylic paints. Now these are just your basic craft acrylic paints. They have several different brands. So they have Apple Barrel. So we're gonna put all the Apple Barrels over here. Oh my gosh, there's so many in here. Another Apple Barrel. Then we've got Folk Art. Folk Art and Apple Barrel. So Apple Barrel is acrylic paint. Acrylic paints in general dry with a gloss to them. So they have a sheen, a little reflective surface. The Folk Art paints, those are satin acrylics. So those are going to be matte. They still have, I think, a little bit of a sheen, but we're going to test these out to make sure. But it says satin acrylic, so it's going to give you a nice soft look versus the shiny look. And I don't know if I have any in here, but they also have another one called, I think it's called Milk Paint, and that is like a chalky finish. And now this one is called Crema Coat. Just says acrylic paint. So it doesn't, maybe just a different brand. So these are Apple Barrel. This is Crema Coat. These are Folk Art. I'm very curious about Folk Art. I've used Apple Barrel before. Not played with the Folk Art ones. We've got lots and lots of colors here. Apple Barrel. So when I get a bunch of art supplies in like this, the first thing I do is I swatch them. And I swatch them in 2 different ways. I swatch them one way so that I have a reference, so I know what I own basically. So if I go to the store, I have a swatch page, I can look at it and go, okay, I need this color, I don't have it. But the other way is to always swatch your art material on the surfaces you're planning on using them for. So if you're going to buy a bunch of these paints and actually use them mostly on wood, get a scrap piece of wood and create a swatch page for it. That way you know what the colors will look like on the wood. Now obviously there's different types of wood, so it may affect it slightly, but like if you get watercolors, swatch them on your watercolor paper. Don't swatch them on copy paper and then be surprised when the colors are different on watercolor paper, because the surface you paint on affects the pigments in the fabric, can you tell I'm a quilter? Affects the pigments in the paints, and you may get a different result than what you get from one paper to the other. So it looks like the lion's share here was Folk Art paints. So I'm just going to do a real quick layout here of the colors. So you can see we've got all these beautiful pastels and metallics, and I'm going to do a video swatching all of these in a project with them so that you can see how they react on different surfaces. I'll do it on paper, on canvas, and then I bought a couple little wood things to paint. So we've got all of the Folk Art ones, tons of these. How pretty are these? So a little bit more about how I swatch, because if anything, if you watch any of my videos, you know I'm all about organizing. I swatch them in rainbow order. So I will start with, and this may not be true rainbow order, but I swatch them all in kind of the same color order. I swatch all the yellows first, going into the oranges, that go into the reds, that go into purple, that go into blue, that go into green, and then I do the neutrals and the black and whites last. So here's how I've swatched all my watercolors, and you'll see I always do it so yellow is first. So when I need a certain yellow, I can flip through here and see which yellow is closest to what I want, and I know it's always first. If, like in this case, there is no yellow, I know I don't own that one, a yellow of that one. So I do swatch all of my art supplies in the same color order, and this is, like I said, this is the watercolor swatches. I have one that I've done on marker board for markers. These are just acrylic paints. I'm just doing them on Bristol board, and I will do a little painting on a canvas just to see how they react. But those are the folk arts. So again, we're going to swatch all of these and do a video. And then these are the apple barrels. And now that I've so nicely separated them, I don't want to mix them all up. We have one more box from Plaid. Let's see what else they sent us. And then this one are fabric paints. So we have the FX paints, which are for EVA foam, fabric, and other things. These are specifically for fabrics. They're soft fabric inks. So where those are acrylics, these are inks. And this is a whole box of fabric paints. And we'll do a whole video on these as well. I'm going to swatch them out. We will do a couple samples, and we'll have some fun with it and see what happens. So those are all the goodies we got from Plaid. I am very excited to show you all of this stuff. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 videos just in these boxes to share with you. And it should be very fun to kind of go back to my roots. I did start in the craft industry back in 95? Whew. So my first job out of college was working in the craft industry, and I worked with all kinds of mediums and styles. And so though most of you may know me only as a quilter and a quilt designer, my background is in industrial design, which is product development. And then I did spend several years working in the craft industry with scissors, craft punches, paints, paper products. We have several I've done hundreds and hundreds of craft patterns as well, behind the scenes. Most of you, like I said, do know me in the fabric industry, but I have dipped my toe in many, many mediums. So it's kind of fun to go back. It's kind of fun to go back and explore where I started, and play with some of these things I haven't played with in a very long time, and I thank Plaid for giving me the opportunity to do that. So without further ado, please leave a comment below and let me know what you would like to see me try. Basically, I can experiment with any of the Plaid products. If you have one in particular you'd like to see that I haven't shown, I'm sure I can get my hands on it and share it with you in a video. And for all my quilting friends, there are several videos coming about how to paint on fabric and then how we would utilize that fabric in a sewing project. So I have a little bit for everybody, and I hope you enjoy the ride with me. So to celebrate being a Plaid Ambassador, we're going to be giving away these 2 kits. To enter to win, leave a comment below and we'll randomly pick 2 winners from those comments. Thanks for watching.